then, I can still see, Chaim Cohn's visage. I can still see René Cassin's smile. I mean, it's like yesterday for me, but it had a very powerful impact. I remember both Cassin and Chaim Cohn speaking about the importance of human dignity that went beyond just the question of human rights. It had a special, evocative meaning. It was important, and as timely as it was significant. This was in the wake of the Six-Day War. I remember not only the Six-Day War, I remember the period in the run-up to the Six-Day War. And that I'll never forget, how the world stood by while Israel was under standing threat. This was a real gathering, diaspora and Israel, its legal leadership coming at a timely moment. There was a need for an organization that would be there as a kind of protective framework with respect to protecting the state of Israel's human rights, with respect to protecting the rights of Jews all over the world.
מודע מאוד לאנטישמיות, הוא הבין את השנאה ליהדות. אחד האחים שלו נספה במלחמה. המדינה הייתה חשובה לו מאוד מאוד.
הוא אחת הדמויות המשפטיות היהודיות המרתקות ביותר במאה ה-20. במשך השנים, כשהוא שינה את כובעו לכובע שופט, הוא היה יותר ויותר מודע ויותר ויותר רגיש לנושא של זכויות אדם.
רצו לתבוע אדם על הומוסקסואלי. אבא אמר, לא נשנה את החוק, אבל אם האדם פעל לא בציבור ומתוך הסכמה הדדית עם הפרטנר שלו, אין לתבוע אותו.
משהו מכובד מאוד מצד אחד. ומצד שני, משהו שיכבד את הזולת באשר הוא. והיהדות והישראליות היו בדמו ובנשמתו.
I took from René Cassin the commitment to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It became part of my being. It still remains for me what I would call the Magna Carta of international human rights, and René Cassin was its architect.
He was very Jew in the heart. When we expose that we want to create an international association, he was immediately involved because he thought that the Jews have to fight for human rights. He said me, young man, go ahead with your association, but after it's up to you to develop the association. Very glad to see the association. After 50 years, the association is still active.
Goldberg was one of the leading, I would call them liberal justices on the Supreme Court at that time in the 1970s, 1980s. I thought he was a really outstanding justice. That particular fact that he was one of the founders of this organization, I think speaks volumes for his commitment and his dedication to the cause.
Arthur Goldberg was one of the architects of UN Security Council Resolution 242. The whole notion of the right of states in the Middle East, including Israel, to live within secure and recognized boundaries. That phraseology, that expression was really developed by Arthur Goldberg. I found Arthur Goldberg to be a very modest person. We attribute 242 and should to what he did, but he never sought to put it forward as something that he was the architect of. History has demonstrated, the greatness of his craftsmanship.
הדסה בניטון, השופטת, החברה, האמא הרוחנית אולי של כולנו, שבעצם לקחה על עצמה לא להיכנע בטריוויאליות, בבנליות של הרשע והאנטישמיות. הדסה הייתה אומרת לי, יפה, אני רוצה ללמד אותך משהו. יש דבר אחד שלא עושים. עם שקר לא מתווכחים. היו אומרים לה, הדסה, תזמיני לכנסים אנשים שיביעו דעה נגדית למה שאת אומרת, או דעה נגדית למה שקרה, ואז היא הייתה אומרת, אני אזמין אנטישמים, אנשים שכל עולמם הוא שקר, איך היא קראה לספר שלה? השקר מסרב למות. בעיניה, ונכון שכך, האנטישמיות היה שקר, שקר עוקרים. עם שקר לא מתווכחים, עם שקר לא מדברים, כי השקרים סופם היה תאי גזים, ולזה יש לכל אחת ואחד מאיתנו חובה שהדברים הללו לא יקרו בשנית.
She said, you know, Ijl, when I used to wake up in the morning, every morning I ask myself what I can do for the Jewish people.
השפיע מאוד על קבוצה גדולה של אנשים בלהט שהיא התייחסה לנושא של האנטישמיות.
What happened there, I would never forget in my life. People in the Human Rights Council talked about Israel, that one of the things that Israel is doing is taking over of Palestinians in order to plant it in the Israelis. When I heard this, I took my paper. I didn't want to cut it as it was done in the United Nations, but I put it aside and I completely changed my speech. It was so emotional. And I said, how can you say such things? You know, that Israel did put a hospital on the border in order that people from the other side will be able to get medical treatment. How do you say it? If the people that established this Human Rights Committee would hear it, they're probably turning in their grave.
You are quite aware what has been happening in Germany just on Yom Kippur. If anti-Semitism and racism is still a hot issue.
סטודנטית יהודייה לרפואה באחת האוניברסיטאות בפריפריה בצרפת, שנאלצה לעזוב את לימודיה בגלל רדיפה של סטודנטים רק בגלל שהיא יהודייה. אנחנו רואים התגברות של האנטישמיות גם באירופה וגם בארצות הברית.
The association holds a special consultative status in the UN. This enables us to submit declarations and papers and to engage with the members of the UN.
The constant appearance of representatives before international institutions, which are often hostile and very difficult, being there in real time to protest, to explain, to present counter-arguments, I think, to my mind, this is a real achievement.
One of the problems today is that anybody can create a social media account, be it in Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, and they can just spew classic anti-Semitic propaganda.
יש לנו פרויקט גדול מאוד שאנחנו מתניעים אותו, וזה מלחמה נגד הסתה אנטישמית ברשת בגרמניה. גרמניה אימצה חקיקה לפני מדינות אחרות שמאפשרת פעילות אפקטיבית גם נגד המסיתים וגם נגד הרשתות.
This global anti-Semitism dresses itself up today in legal language, in human rights language, using international legal institutions, and therefore it takes an international legal organization such as the International Association of Jewish Lawyers and Jurors to be best positioned to make the case and cause in legal terms against this globalized anti-Semitism.
שיחידים וארגונים בינלאומיים ידעו שאם הם ירימו יד פיזית או מילולית על יהודי, אנחנו נהיה שם.
Was blessed with having, great leaders. Now, with Mayor Linzen and as the president, I've been amazed at how involved and engaged he has been since he took over the presidency.
שני ההורים שלי הם ניצולי שואה, ילדי פולין. אמי הייתה בגטו ורשה, היא הייתה באושוויץ ושוחררה בברגן בלזן. אבי היה במחנה עבודה והיה פרטיזן. הם חוו את החוויות לא רק של האנטישמיות אלא גם של אימי השואה. רוב רובם של המשפחות שלהם, המשפחות שלי, נספו בשואה. ולמעשה זה הרקע שהביא אותי להצטרף לארגון, להיות פעיל בארגון. ראיתי בזה הזדמנות שלי להחזיר חוב כלפי הוריי ומשפחתי. הפעולה המשפטית המרכזית הייתה מאבק שלנו נגד החוק המכונה החוק הפולני.
It's a slippery slope when you start limiting the ability to talk about historic fact and it can lead to Holocaust denial.
אנחנו היינו הארגון היחידי שהגשנו עתירה לבית המשפט החוקתי בפולין.
I have no doubt that we had a huge part to play in this process, and I'm very proud of the accomplishment of our organization.
Earlier this year, the International Association of Jewish Lawyers and Jurists submitted a formal request to the ICC prosecutor, calling on her to launch a formal investigation of Palestinian Authority President Abu Mazen and numerous other Palestinian leaders for their financial promotion and support of terror attacks against Israeli and Jewish targets. In addition to the obvious merit of our complaint, it also serves to remind the prosecutor's office that any attempt to open an investigation into the Israeli-Palestinian conflict will require them to look at both sides and not just Israel.
Nenner was drafting a resolution condemning the Soviet Union over its treatment of the Jews, not allowing them to emigrate, not allowing them freedom of culture, of language, and other. I observed how this international association of powerful lawyers and jurists had worldwide connections and was able, in a legally drafted resolution, to make an impact where diplomats and others had failed.
In 2010, while Gilad Shalit was in captivity, decided to hold protests all around the world on the same day.
We did it in Berlin, in Rome, in Milano, in Buenos Aires, in New York, in Australia. Hundreds of people just rallying to get Gilad Shalit free.
We worked with the Shalit family here in Israel, and it was very moving. As a mother, for me, this project it was very difficult because at the time I was pregnant with my second child. It was one of the most important things that we did here.
For me, being a Jew living here in Vienna, it's always important to have friends all over the world, and the association gave me this opportunity to have friends in Israel, friends in Italy. Hi, my Italian friends, I miss you. Every time I meet with those people, it's as if we were not apart, as if we would live in the same city. And this is for me how real friendship should be, that when you meet, even if you just meet once a year, it's the same as if you would live in the same city, and you can always take off where you left.
When I look at it, it's not only the legal encounters, it's the friendships. And those are the things that endure along with the memory.
It is also an opportunity to meet so many interesting people.
ההיכרות עם אנשים מחו"ל, ברובם יהודים, אבל בכנסים הבינלאומיים שלנו גם לא יהודים. תרמה לי רבות, למדתי על שיטות משפט אחרות, על השקפות עולם אחרות.
I understand that I am not alone, but I have in every country people who think like me.
רעייתי ואני נסענו לבואנוס איירס לצורך הקמתו של הארגון והחגיגות שהיו מסביב. פגשתי שם יהודים, אחים, שאני לא יכול להסביר במילה אחרת עד כמה התחברתי איתם מבלי להכיר אותם קודם לכן. החיבור שלי עם האנשים שהיו שם היה דבר שלא יאמן, שהוא כל כך מרגש, הוא כל כך אמיתי.
To have a place with colleagues of many countries where I can share central values in my life and work hard for those values. But I also acknowledge the possibility it gave me to be in touch with outstanding human beings.
So I got wonderful friends. We visit each other. We work together because the organization could be a good tool for networking for us. It's a continuous, I never thought of it as a continuous educational steps, but it's even that. I've been just learning a lot, not only from the conference, but even from the personal relationship. I've been learning that you just can't stay in your small garden, but you should have a much broader view to see that we all share the same life, the same problems, and we could share the solutions.